type of test are we doing?
We have a test next Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. So today we're going to be talking about graphing. Today's all about graphing. First of all, if anybody does not have a ruler on their desk, let me know. So I can get you one. Okay. Here you go. You want another one? Okay, I'll be there in a second. Alright, so the first type of graphing we're going to do for linear equations is finding the x and y intercept. And I think we talked about this yesterday. For the x-intercepts, like these, y is always what? What's the y value for both of these going to be? 0. For x-intercepts. For y-intercepts, the x's will always be what? 0. So to find the y-intercept, set x to 0. To find the x-intercept, set y to 0. So for this one, my x-intercept, tell me what the equation would look like if I erased y. 6x, what else? Minus 12 equals 0. So then to solve we would, we're already subtracting 12 on this side. Good? It's not the same thing. It's actually the opposite. Mr. I want to be spicy and back talk today. And so x is what? So my coordinate point? Good, go ahead and graph that. And all of these are by ones. So that's where 2, 0 would be. Now for the y-intercept, tell me the equation it would be without my x involved. And then we would, and so y would be, and so my coordinate point would be
0.
and that would be down here. And then go ahead and use your ruler to graph this line. So all you have to do is draw a line going through both points. Now just by looking at this line, we didn't even talk about the slope. What kind of slope does this line have? Positive, good. Because it's going uphill. Alright, try B and C on your own. forgetting. I don't have one right now. Can you find one? This is fine.
Did you just try?
Yeah, that would be.
So just feel like that. Just try.
So what kind of line do you think it's if it only covers right here? It doesn't
We do have ideas.
So we can put it right now. So it doesn't touch that axis at all. Just make sure.
Did you see it? Right now under three of the lights. Okay, good. So we're gonna do wires. Yeah. Because you got -3 over 2, because negative 4 over 1, what you're saying. And then negative 9 over 5. Okay, so do okay. Now what? Now do your
Wait a
is that
second.
negative 12 over 2 lines?
You know something? You say it's mud flying, I ain't trying.
Yes. It's good.
I'm trying
What
to figure it out.
what other, okay, is that right?
That is right.
Is that the eight?
Yeah. It's simple stuff. Back it.
Come on, Dale, with the middle.
How do I,
Zero.
how do I grab 1.5?
Go to 0.
I'm on the road.
Now go over 1.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
never
negative
mind. I got it.
12. And you move it over right. You know that. That should be. Okay. Alright, compare your graphs to the people around you. So show each other what your graphs look like. And then if y'all have different graphs, try to figure out why.
What will 12 be negative?
This one, yeah.
So it's like 6 is positive, goes up.
You did. Go ahead and grab it.
You said it's okay.
Alright. Let's bring it in. Amber, what'd you get for your x-intercept?
On me, it was negative 1.5.
Good. Kelsey, what'd you get for your y-intercept?
0, 6.
Raise your hand if you got these two. We need to go over how we got one of them. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and graph it. I think y'all are good with the graphing part. Oops. So is this graph correct? That's what y'all had? Good. Now the fraction for this, what was the fraction? So sometimes if you don't know how to graph this as a fraction, put it as a decimal and you could easily see that's going to be between -1 and -2. Yes?
So, like what I did, I just went from 0, 0, I just went down 3 and over 2. Can I just do that, or do I need to change?
Talking about you went down here and over 2?
Yeah.
That's, we use rise over run when we do slope. This is different. This is your x and y intercept. So we couldn't do that. Yes, Antonio? I can. And Jalen's going to help me. So to find your x-intercept, tell me what we would have to start with.
8x plus 12 equals 0.
Good. We just took away the y. Now what?
You gotta get the 0 out, don't it?
Yeah, we need to move something. What are we moving?
12.
Good. So we get 8x equals negative 12. Then to solve for x?
Divide by 8.
Good. That's how we got this number right here, Antonio. What goes into both of these? Yeah. So 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 8 2 times. All right. For the next one, what did you get for your x-intercept, Darren? Logan, what did you get for your x-intercept?
On C,
Mm-hmm.
0, 0.
Anybody else get anything different? How did we get 0 0?
There's no X there. So
There isn't an x. So would there be an x-intercept?
no.
Alright. Megan, what'd you get for your y-intercept? Did everybody get this? Alright, so let's draw this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I know it's never going to cross the x-axis. So what kind of line does it have to be? Horizontal. Very good. Because horizontal lines will never cross the x-axis unless what? I'll say it again. Horizontal lines will never touch the x-axis unless what? It's only x-axis. Like x equals 0 or y equals 0 would be like that. Otherwise, it'll never touch the x-axis. Okay. And just for kicks, what's the slope of this? 0. Good. Alright, flip it over. So that was graphing using the intercepts. Now we're going to graph using slope-intercept form. So this is where we'll use slope, Katie. And we talked about this. Slope-intercept form is what? And the m is our slope, and the b is our y-intercept. We already talked about that. Now, when you graph equations in slope-intercept form, what do you graph first? The y-intercept. Good. And then you use your slope to do what? Rise and run. Good. So in this one, is this in slope-intercept form?
Yes.
How do you know that this is in slope-intercept form?
Because X is right there.
No.
Because that's not.
Y is by itself. Good. So, Colby, what's our y-intercept? That's our slope. What's our y-intercept? 0, 2. And how can you tell which one's the slope? It's always beside what? X. And your constant is always the y-intercept. So again, you always graph your y-intercept first. That's going to be at 2. And then from here, tell me where to go. Right 2. Good, because the 2 is positive and the 3 is positive. I did. Up 3 over 2. But what else could I do? To the left 2. Good, because we just went negative 3, negative 2, and doesn't that make a positive slope as well? Yes, go ahead and graph that line. Mine's kind of crooked, sorry. Alright, we're not going to graph C together, but let's put it in slope-intercept form together, then I'll let you graph it. And this one's not in slope-intercept form because y is not by itself, so we need to do what? Subtract 3 from both sides. Good. So tell me what that equation would be. Good. Go ahead and graph these on your own, and I want you to list out the slope and y-intercept like I did here for each one. Go ahead and graph those 3. Yeah.
This is your y-intercept. Yes, I think you're down.
Okay, now from here you
This is
go.
negative, this is positive.
Because it's make it down over.
So how could you go come to some place and switch on yourself? So it's positive. Yeah, is this one? I think it's lucky.
Imagine you're looking at the line. You can tell it's going down here, so it has a what? So you did it right.
Okay, so this one,
Has a negative slope. Shouldn't be going this way, right?
okay, so I'll show them down to graph like this. Okay.
Alright, compare your graphs. So just show your neighbor what you got. And then be on my bad side. How big is house? No, right.
Hey man. These rings okay? Everybody was hating for taste. Is it right? You get see right.
Alright. Kaya, tell me my slope. Alright, question. Is that negative going with the 1 or the 2? Or both? How do we know? Alright, let's experiment. Antonio, what's my y-intercept here? Alright, let's graph 0, 3 first. Alright, say if, I'm going to put the negative with 2 right now and then 1 right here, and we'll see if it makes a difference. So here it's telling me to do what? Up 1, left 2. This one's telling me go down 1, right 2. So does it matter? Same line. But what if I were to go negative 1, negative 2? Would that be okay? No, because 2 negatives make a what? Positive, and we know our slope is negative. Does that make sense? So I can go with either one as long as it's not both of them. Alright. Brandon, what'd you get for your slope on this one?
For that one, I got n equals -2 over 1.
And then Logan, what'd you get for y-intercept?
Which one, C? 0, -3.
Good. So I'll show you what the graph looks like. -3 is right here, and we would go up, or excuse me, down 2, which way? Right 1. Good. And if you went up 1, or up 2, it's back 1. Very good. And again, another way you can check, this is going downhill, so you know it has a negative slope. Alright, Ransom, what'd you get for your y-intercept on this one?
0, -4.
Alright, and Solomon, what'd you get for the slope on this one?
There was none.
So there is one, but it's what? 0. Good. So what kind of line is this? Very good. That is correct. M equals 0. I mean, yeah, if I asked you to list the slope, and you didn't list one. Alright, everybody feel good with those? Alright, flip it over. Let's skip F. Go ahead and do E on your own. I want you to tell me the slope and y-intercept. E.
Ain't no y over here.
I know.
Oh, I get y.
You don't have to
Make the y equal 0.
put this this on the graph. Where does x equal 5 at?
So if I was
Alright, now let's go back. Notice how this one y equals a number and then it scores on us. What do you think is going to be when x equals a number?
vertical.
Now come to the slope. Tell me the slope on this. Good. There we go. Slope and y-intercept. You haven't finished that problem. What's the slope and y-intercept? Nope. Not again.
But I got it right though.
Either 0 or error.
I feel like 0 confuses them because they'll think it's that.
'cause
Yeah.
0 is a thing.
That's the point. Yeah. Alright, so what y'all get for the slope for this one?
5.
It's not 0. Undefined. Good. Because this is what type of line? A vertical line. So where does this 5 go? On my x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if it's vertical, this line, does it cross the y-axis? So the y-intercept would be? Good, does not exist. Don't put 0 because like me and Ms. Fokker were talking about, when you say that the y-intercept 0, that makes me think that you believe it's crossing at 0. Does that make sense? Or you could put this if you wanted to for B. Although that means the same thing. Alright, now let's talk about if it's in standard form. Do y'all remember what standard form is? What's the formula for standard form? A x plus by equals? Good. Did y'all remember that? No? Okay. Yes, you did.
I just guessed.
Oh, okay. Just guess. Alright, this is standard form. So when x and y are on one side, and the C stands for constant, so a number that doesn't have a letter. And this is where they're all real numbers, and a and b are not both 0, because then it wouldn't be a linear function at all. A and b cannot both equal 0. Alright, so first, to find your y-intercept, the same thing we did earlier, you set x to 0. That's what we did in the beginning of the notes. To find your slope, you use this formula when it's in standard form, and only when it's in standard form. Negative a over b when it's in standard form. So, for example, all of these are in standard form, and I know this because notice the x and y are on the left side. X and y on the left side, x and y on the left side.
So we're going to do like we did
Not yet. We're going to find the slope of all of these first. So, for example, what is my A in this one? And my B? And my C. So, to find negative A over B for my slope, I would put in negative what? 2, which is my A, over 3, which is my B. So, that's our slope. We didn't even have to put it in slope-intercept form. Yes?
If you were going to put it into slope-intercept form, wouldn't you do that?
Yes. It'd be the same. Just less work. And then on this one, to find my y-intercept, I just set x to 0, so I'm going to cover it up. And I have 3y equals negative 6. So when I solve for y, it would be negative 2. Good. Do I need to go over that part again? No. So from here, you just graph negative 2. And then we would go what?
down
Over 3 which way?
to right.
Good. Go ahead and graph.
Where'd you get the y-intercept from?
The y-intercept we looked at here and just set x to 0, kind of like we were doing at the beginning of the notes. So when I set x to 0, that would give me 3y equals negative 6, right? And then I solve for y by dividing by 3. Alright, do B and C on your own. And then I'm going to come get 2 people to come graph this up here. know if you need help.
You gotta find your, it's in your thing, you gotta find your slope.
So it was negative. Is that what you had? I'm so sorry. You just give it to your phone.
These are both in, well, yes, that's negative, and then that's.
That's good. Keep going. So this is a negative 5 y.
These two
Now
negatives
solve.
and that.
So that would be 1y.
Let's get rid of the negative 5 instead of dividing both sides by negative 5. That would be fine.
So 1 is 15 divided by 5.
If you divide by not this one,
Negative 5.
you would get. Good. Excellent. Now find your slope. Negative A over B. So what's your A? It would be negative 1 over, which means you have just negative. There's your slope, there's your intercept. Go for it. Alright, you graph this first one and then just put up there like the slope and the intercept on the map.
Yeah. That's what you got. This is this one. Let's see. Why is it showing negative 1? Because then you have slope of positive. Your slope's just wrong. This is a negative A over B. The formula. So it should be negative 1 over negative 5. So it should be positive. Yeah, I can fix that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, your final slope is negative. Good. So this is your y-intercept, and here's your dot. Now how do you count your slope?
Wait.
Thank you. Hmm? I was just looking.
Negative 1, negative 5, negative 5.
Good job.
And then what's your, well, you have to divide. There's 0, so it's negative 5y equals 5 divided by 5. Negative 1.
Thank you. All right, check out these two graphs and tell me, do they look correct? Is this what you have on your paper? They look the same? Do y'all have any questions about how to find the negative A over B, the slope or y-intercept? Or y'all feel good about this? Good. So if you had a checkpoint on this tomorrow, everybody would do well?
Sure.
Yes? Okay. Hint, hint. Alright, you can pack up, or if you would like to work on your piecewise functions worksheet, that would be a smart thing to do. That's due tomorrow.